Hi, welcome to the Roy Phillips News Hour. I'm your host, Roy Phillips, and I'm bringing all the news you could ever want from the good city of Monroe, Massachusetts. Now, most residents of Monroe can't go a block without seeing the name Sophia Winters. Sophia Winters has been an inspiration to our town and constantly bringing new things and new charities and helping out everyone every day. And she's my guest tonight. So please welcome Sophia Winters.
Hi, Roy.
Hi, welcome,
Hi.
welcome.
So good to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you
Thank
here.
you for having me. Thank you so much.
It's what you've done to help so many of the kittens of Monroe, Massachusetts has just been inspiring. Can you talk about how you started your charity and why?
Well, I would love to. When I was a little girl growing up in Monroe, I had a small cat as a child, and I enjoyed it very much. And as I've grown and life becomes more complicated as we get older.
Right,
and,
right.
I still care for the simplest creatures among us.
Do you still have cats of your own?
No, I don't now. I don't think it's wise for me to have a pet.
That's just so odd to hear after you've built the Sophia Winters animal shelter and you
Kittens for the Cure Feline Aid Society.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, why don't you own your own cats if that's the case? If you're helping so many of the community's cats, why not your own?
I don't think it would be wise. Don't think it would be safe for me.
Safe for are you allergic to cats or is it?
No. I feel like all the cats in the Sophia Winters Animal Shelter and the Sophia Winters Kitties for the Cure Society are all my pets.
Oh, I see.
And if I had a cat in the house, an animal does something or looks funny at you, and you just make a poor choice. So.
I'm sorry. You say you don't trust cats? Is that?
No, I suppose if you're grilling me about it, I don't trust myself with cats.
You don't trust yourself with a cat?
No.
Are you afraid you're going to hurt the cat, or?
I'm a very busy woman, Roy, and
Right.
I would hate to see a cat neglected or
Of course.
have an unfortunate mishap in the house.
Well, let's talk about your first cat. You said you did own a
Sure.
cat. What was that little kitty's name? If I could be so bold.
Oh, yes, that was Fluffy.
Fluffy.
I didn't choose the name, my mother did.
Okay, all right. And how long did you have Fluffy?
Well, I had Fluffy for about 8 months.
8 months.
Yes, and then unfortunately after my after my father passed, my mother decided it would no longer be wise for me to have an animal.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. How did your father pass?
Well, it was in the newspaper.
Right. Of course.
So he
The Terrence Winters crash.
yes,
It was
he was driving
right.
in the night. My mother didn't know that he was out of the house, but when she became aware, she, of course, asked me to sit up with her, as was her wont. My father crashed his car a few miles from the house, and we were brought to the morgue to identify the body.
A few miles from the house. Was he just leaving the house at the time, and was he? I'm sorry if you don't mind me asking.
All right.
It seems like it's ancient history now, so I hope it's not.
A long time ago. Don't worry, Roy.
Okay.
Happy to discuss it.
So how did it happen? I'm not that familiar. This is only a local news show. I was like, how did happened? Was it involved? Was your cat involved somehow, or was it just was? Let me take it. I'm sorry. I'm very new at news, so I'm trying to figure out.
You're doing really well.
Thank you. Thanks.
I feel very comfortable with you.
Okay, that's good.
Specifically asked for you.
Okay, good.
Said, give me Roy.
Oh,
He's a good boy.
That's very kind.
Good kid.
That's very kind. So I did read that your father was sober at the time, and they didn't find any alcohol in his system, nor do they know what really caused the crash.
Say, please.
Well, I was just going to say, except they did find those suspicious footprints leading from the crash back to your house. Is that right?
Well.
And that there was some talk at the time that those footprints were about your size.
Yeah, child-size footprints.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course you were a child, so...
Yeah, and I can't speak to where I was that night, or I was very young, Roy.
How old were you at the time?
Sure you were. I was 9 years old.
9 years old, yes.
9 years old, and I also had a tendency to sleepwalk.
Right.
Of course, as everyone knows.
Yeah, there was that famous time where you showed up in town hall holding a knife and a Barbie doll.
I was fully asleep.
I don't
recall it.
Yeah.
Certainly was not conscious. Certainly don't recall.
Right.
I've been told that I then slashed my wrists and poured it on the Barbie doll, but of course I don't recall that.
And then you took the Barbie doll and used it as a paintbrush to write on the town hall doors.
Die fuckers, die.
Right.
Yeah, but of course I can't.
You were completely asleep.
I was asleep at the time.
Right.
At the time I was unconscious.
Did you have a good relationship with your father during this time, or?
Well, Roy, I can't say that I had a relationship with my father. He was very busy running the company.
Right, of course.
Winters and Associates.
Yeah. Winter's lights for those dark nights. For they invented the fluorescent bulb, I believe, right?
You're correct.
Right.
Yeah, my father, Daniel Winters. So.
Yeah.
He was busy in the city, doing whatever he was.
So you didn't quite have a relationship with your father?
No, I saw my father 9 times by the age of 7.
Oh, wow.
2 of which were in the hospital when I was born.
But you were very close with your mom.
I was, of course, until her death.
And she died when you were about 16?
Yeah, when I was 16 years old. Again, I don't specifically recall the night she died.
Right. Very, very similar incident, if I remember right. So another crash.
Well, it was on a moped, but...
Right.
Yes, I suppose if you would call that similar, then yes.
Well, there was also the moped, and correct me if I'm wrong, was known to crash directly into the wall of Town Hall, the front steps of Town Hall, and then somehow her blood spilled out on the front of the Town Hall doors.
Die fuckers die.
Die fuckers die, yeah.
Well,
so is that... That seems to be a strong coincidence.
I can't speak to that, Roy.
Right.
I don't have any memory of it.
Of course.
Of course, I was found in my bed, so...
yes.
I couldn't have been there. Couldn't have had anything to do with it.
Yes. You were found in your bed. At the time, even though you were a known sleepwalker, did you go to therapy at any point?
Oh, we didn't. We didn't believe.
So you didn't see why?
We're an old Massachusetts family. We don't take our problems to a head shrinker.
So let's go back to this kitten that you had, Fluffy.
Yeah.
You said you had it for 8 months. What happened after that 8 months? How did you give the kitten up for adoption, or did it?
No, my mother removed it from our house.
Right.
She felt that the kitten was in some sort of danger. I don't know.
From you?
Well, with the sleepwalking, and I was, of course, a preteen child at that point, very interested, as all children are, in knives and guns and
Anatomy?
and sure. Children are curious about their bodies and the bodies of others. I don't claim otherwise.
Now, I believe around that time, there was a certain boy that you had a crush on.
Sure. Wasn't aware it was public knowledge.
Well,
yes.
Well, I think it was
Adam Danvers. I remember him.
Right, and I believe he had a story. He was the most people in Monroe remember him. He's head quarterback, joined the Patriots after a certain age, and wrote a memoir. And he says in his memoir that at one point he found in his mailbox a liver that he traced back to a kitten of some sort, and white fluffy fur, and then there was a note in the liver, and the note said, "I love you" on one side, but then on the other side it said, "Die, fuckers die."
Fuckers die, yeah.
And yet you had you have a crush on him, which is of course known because you dated for a short spell.
Short spell. We went on 3 dates.
3 dates.
Took a walk in the woods. The second, we went to the community swimming pool. And the third, I invited him to watch me fence.
Right. Watch you fence at the
country club.
At the country club.
Yeah. Now, I read Adam's book.
Right.
He's a marvelous writer, very talented man, and I'm very happy for all his success.
Now you should, I guess, you do know he's been missing for the past 5 years.
Yes, I did hear about that. It's a shame.
Yes.
It's a terrible shame.
Ever since the book came out, he seems to have gone. There's been a huge search for him. Not too much has been found on it. There have been some clues in his house. His wife found a few, like 10 kittens.
Yeah. Strangled kittens with their livers cut out. I did.
So you're familiar
hear
with
about
that
in the paper. Yeah, it's
right?
A curious coincidence. I'm sure.
And that the kittens, the last they were saying they had microchips, and they seem to have been taken from
my shelters.
From your shelters.
I can't claim that our security is perfect. Is this my fault? Yes. Yes, it is. He could have been in Hawaii. He could have been away from a place where you can have a cat, in a condo where they don't allow pets. But circumstances occur in our lives, and do I feel responsible for Adam walking out on his family? Of course I do. But I didn't get those kittens and microchip them. I didn't make Adam walk away from his family.
Right. But
do I feel guilty? No.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Didn't
Roy.
you just you a few seconds ago? You just said you felt guilty, and that you feel responsible, and suddenly you don't feel guilty. So why at that moment, why would you say that you feel responsible?
In a person's life, a person makes choices, Roy, and there are chains of events that lead down the road. Who's to say if I had never dated Adam, maybe he wouldn't have been a quarterback and he wouldn't have married a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader,
Right.
and wouldn't have had 3 beautiful children. So
Who are also missing at this time?
they are currently,
We should
their
say
whereabouts are unknown.
the
Well, everyone knows where Cheryl is, don't they?
yeah, I was about to say that Cheryl was found in your animal shelter.
Yes, frightened the cats very much.
So is that why you were chopping up her body at the time?
Now, Roy,
Now, well, I
Roy.
should say it was found in your office were the body parts and a hacksaw that only had your fingerprints on it at the time,
sure.
and a bucket that
This
just
is all public record, Roy.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not-
all-
You're not saying anything new.
I know. I'm just
Roy.
reviewing your life. And it said the bucket. It said kitten chow. So why? What you said at the time, when the court case happened, that you didn't realize it was a person. I'm sorry. You're.
I'm becoming upset.
I'm sorry. Were you just laughing there? Were you just giggling?
No. Kitten chow, it's a funny
Where
word.
you said kitten chow is a funny word, but it's not. You said at the time that it was.
Kitten chow.
I'll just let the giggles come out.
Go on.
You just said at the time that you thought it was meat that was laid out for the kittens. Yet that doesn't.
I assumed that, as previously discussed, my staff had brought in whatever the butchers had on offer that day for our precious feline friends, and that they had brought it in and forgotten to chop it up. Did I cut her into hundreds of pieces and feed her to the cats? Sure I did. Did I cause her to be in that room? Obviously. Did I kill her? Oh, Roy. No.
I'm sorry. You said you caused her to be in that room.
She was outside when I found her, as I clearly stated to the police, wrapped up in trash bags
Right.
near my car.
And so you assumed. I'm sorry.
You thinking about kitten chow?
The kitten chow is funny. The kitten chow is funny. Okay.
Excuse me, Roy. I need to relieve myself.
You sure you need?
It's been a pleasure. I'll be back in just a moment. Just tell your producers I'll be
Okay.
Be
Okay.
right back.
We'll be waiting right here.
kitten chow.
Just be a few moments.
God damn it. Idiot. You idiot. Stupid idiot. Stop it. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. Idiot. Stop it. What have I done? Moron. Put her in the kittens, of course. I put her in the kittens. I ate her up and I put her in the kittens. Who cut her up? Idiot. Of course I did. And the children. And that stupid, handsome Adam. And also my landlady. And also Roy's brother-in-law. And also his stupid dog. God, I hate him. God, I hate them all.
God, Ginger.
Kitten chow. Funny word.
Yeah.
Kibbles and bits. Who thought of that, Roy? You seem uncomfortable, Roy.
Yeah, well, I've realized we've gotten a little off topic. You were here to talk about the chili cook-off you're running.
Now, come on out, folks, because it's going to be a terrific time. We've got 15 different kinds of chili from the shelter staff. You'll be happy to know that Sheila's making her special lamb chili. All the proceeds, minus expenses, of course, will be going straight to the kittens.
Can I ask if the meat for the chili, is it organic or?
We're a non-profit, Roy. We can't always afford organic.
Did you find any of this meat in?
We take donations as we can get them. And the good people of this town have been more than generous.
Okay, Sophia would like to thank you for coming in. This has been Roy Phillips, and once again we end the show like we do always by asking if you know where my brother-in-law is, Neil Diamond Phillips. He's been missing for a very long time. And we would really appreciate any information we have on his location, as well as my dog Ginger. They were last seen together going to pick up a kitten from the animal shelter.
What a shame. My condolences.
Thank you, and tune in next week. Thank you, Sophia. Oh, put your foot on the. There you go.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to my dad's Parrot Emporium. Crazy Dad's Parrot Emporium. Now, my father is unfortunately in the hospital on account of a parrot snapping off his alarm. But I swear, they're perfectly safe. Need something to get to work, but you're tired of paying those gas bills? Take a parrot. Need something to keep thieves and rapists away from your house? Try a parrot. Need something soft to hug because someone in your family is incredibly ill? Try a parrot. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Polly want a cracker? It's the size of me. All right. Come on down to my dad's Parrot Emporium. Or call us at 258-9251. Papa?
I just came out of the hospital
Oh, Papa.
to tell you about all the good deals.
Papa, are you sure you should be out
I
soon?
I lost a lot of blood.
Papa, they said overnight.
Oh, I can't stand there when I have all these parrot deals. Giant deals for giant parrots. We grew them to giant sizes by spilling radioactive goo all over them. Sure, it gave us cancer, and my daughter is as sterile as the hospital I just came out of.
Papa, don't.
But
Come on.
But it's worth it
Papa, don't do this.
to build such beautiful creatures.
Papa, you ain't well. Christ.
Get closer.
I don't want to.
Get closer to Polly and you pet Polly.
Polly's a good girl. Polly's a good girl. All right.
That's a good Polly.
That's a good Polly.
That's a good Polly. Look how Polly looks right at you. Yes. Come here, Polly.
Papa, just
I still got one good arm
go back to the insurance firm. Come
and
on.
5 good deals. I put all my life into this.
Eight 859-2132.
You call us. Or visit theparrotranch.com.
It's a website I made on Squarespace. Papa doesn't know how to use the internet good,
I don't know it.
but he's a smart man.
I know how to use radioactive goo, kinda. I made this, didn't I? Sorry about the no grandchildren.
It's all right. I care more about my career anyway.
You gonna get into parrot ranching like your old pa?
Of course I am, Papa. No,
All
Lucky's looking right at us.
All we need is parrots and love. And the rest of the world is your parrot.
I saw you shrugging. I need you to shrug. Well, we've had fun here today, haven't we? Seen a lot of crazy characters.
I think we've all learned a thing or two about murder.
It always starts with animals.
Animals lead to death. That's what we're trying to say.
Don't have a pet, people.
Don't have a pet. They'll only die on you or kill you in the process.
Yeah. Or you'll kill it, because you have a lot of rage inside.
Oh God, who's coming?
Your
Who's
relationship
coming?
with your
Someone's here.
No. I wonder how often that car is going to roll by. I'm so
I know, just be
excited
cool. Just
to
be
joke
cool.
about it every
If the
single
car
time.
comes by, just be cool.
It's just a beautiful day, and I don't know one single park in LA.
Griffith? Griffith Park? The biggest park? What are the biggest? More of a Griffith Park.
Griffith is nice. I went there. I went to Barnstable Park.
Barnstable, where's that?
It's so pretty. It's on Hollywood.
Oh, is that the one that goes up
Yeah.
on like a hill?
And it's like a half a city block on the street, but it's like very beautiful and spacious.
I feel like it's a secret park. There's like a nice building up there. that
Yeah, there's a Frank Lloyd Wright book.
Frank Lloyd Wright. I was gonna say F. Scott Fitzgerald, but that's not an architect. That's a writer.
It's an old-timey name, though.
Yeah.
What's the F for?
Francis. I just learned that from watching Ted 2. Not a good movie. Don't suggest seeing
That's a
it.
choice you made.
Yep.
in life.
See Inside Out. It's a good movie. Talk about movies.
My ex-boyfriend called me to tell me I was really gonna like Inside Out.
Inside Out, you're gonna like
That's
Inside
how good
Out.
it is.
Do you have a good?
We're not talking.
Oh, really?
No, we're talking.
Do you not have a good relationship?
No, it's fine. It's too good.
Oh,
It was
no.
So time to break up that we were both just so relieved when it happened. We were like, oh, thank God we could just be friends.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we wanted for like the last 4 months.
It's nice when you're in a relationship and you're not in love, right?
Yeah, that's what it was for a good chunk of it. It
Isn't
was
that
like
right?
a little.
You got it.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, shh. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks.
gonna be all right.
Thanks, little guy.
I'm here for
Tickle,
you.
tickle, tickle.
I like how you're your own devil. Don't listen to her.
Listen to me.
Hey. You're gonna like Inside Out.
Don't see it. Spite Oliver.
Spite Oliver. Oliver? You dated a guy named Oliver?
I did. Like a little tiny, old-timey newsboy.
Did you, after you guys made out and did it, was he like,
Yes.
please, ma'am, I want some more? Yay! Little Dave is funny!
Boy, little Dave. He's a good little dick. Oh, man. No, and that's a missed opportunity. I'll never forgive myself.
Did you never make that joke?
No.
You must have made that joke at once.
No.
I would be right there. That's probably why you dated, is because you were probably the first person not to make an Oliver
Yeah, no,
joke.
I think that's what it is. I managed to not make a joke about his name or call him Ollie. And he was smitten. I only date men with whimsical names.
Good.
I've discovered.
So like a lot of, I feel like I gotta talk to you like this. So like a lot of like Francises. Have you dated a Francis?
Never dated a Francis, but I've dated an Arjun.
Arjun?
Yeah, which I know is not a white name. He was not white. But it's also like a fun, whimsical name to me.
No.
Ooh, a baby like the dark chocolate. I'm so sad I said that.
Hey, you're racist. Hey.
If we were going to do our dumb stand-up bit, oh no, don't you slide down my back. Don't you?
Wait.
Stop tickling me. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Wait, stand still for a second. Hi.
Get out of there. I'm gonna flick you if you don't watch out, little Dave.
You're never gonna be successful.
Fucker.
I'm the monkey on your back.
You're the chip on my shoulder.
You're gonna just turn into your mother.
That was too far. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you forever. Do 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 do.
Hey, I'm back here.
Oh wait! Oh, there you are.
Hey,
Dave.
what you doing? Oh, okay.
Oh, a normal day.
Big day. I thought you were gonna say bidet. You ever use a bidet?
Yeah, I can't quite get behind it. And that's unintended.
You should get in front of it. Or on top of it.
Yeah, I actually just used one because were you looking at the bird?
I just looked at the camera because I feel like it's my go-to.
Yeah. Oh. Right. Oh.
Wrong camera. Oh, they're back! Oh no!
Why do they keep driving by?
Just drive away! Can't you see we're filming something here?
We're trying to be professionals.
Damn it!
Oh.
So you
What was I gonna ask you about?
earlier you had a story about sex and death.
I do.
Because we do like sex and death stories here on this program.
We surely do. I hope I'm not going to regret telling this, but my mom's going to find out about it eventually.
It's okay. Tell it. Is she an avid watcher of this, by the way?
I think she is.
This
I think
hour
she
is
actually
streaming out?
is,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I showed her one of them, and then she brought up another one without being conversation.
The only people I've talked to that have watched this have always said well, I watched 10 minutes of it.
How would you make it through an hour?
Yeah.
Just us being weird assholes.
Yeah.
I don't rewatch it, and I'm a narcissist.
So, what's your story?
Okay, have I told you that I lived in Vietnam for a year?
I think you've mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, so I was living in Vietnam, and the first point of note in this story is that, Vietnamese people are not touchy in, the way that Americans are, and I never thought about it before, but,
Yeah.
you get hugged at least twice a day.
Right.
Because you, see people, and you're happy to see them, so you give them a hug, or,
Yeah.
a high five or something. And especially when you're, a stranger, you just, never get touched.
Right.
And then, as I was there for a longer time, I, would make friends, and people do a funny thing where they'll just, rest their hand on your thigh, but, only within the same gender. So I would just, sit down next to a woman, and she would just place her hand on my thigh, and then just
leave
carry
it
on
there.
talking. Yeah, exactly.
And this was, after you maintained a friendship. This was a sign that you're friends now.
It was a sign that we were friends, or it was an older woman who felt like motherly towards me.
Right, yeah.
So she would either like sling an arm around my neck or just like leave her hand casually on my thigh.
Yeah.
Which at first made me wildly uncomfortable.
Right.
Because like, when do you have a stranger's hand on your thigh?
Yeah, that usually means you're sliding into the danger zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide into
To the royalties.
Sorry.
Royalties.
Am I gonna get you guys sued?
You're gonna have to pay out of it. Oh no, they heard! They heard we were singing our song. Just be cool. Just be
It's the
cool.
royalty police. I'm making up a song that's never been sung before.
So what I hear that happens in like the Middle East a lot too with guys. They just walk around holding hands all the time.
Yeah.
That's something I never do with my guy friends. I
Do you
should.
miss it? Do you wish you could?
Well, one thing I'm happy about is I have guy friends that after my best friends, after I talk on the phone with them, we say I love you.
That's the best.
That's nice?
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I think men of this generation are going to be like so much better and more alive than like our dad's generation.
Yeah.
Because like,
I'm definitely more alive than my dad.
oh, I forgot. I forgot you have a dead dad. I forgot about your dead dad.
Anyways, you were saying about.
I was in Vietnam. Sorry. So I like didn't get touched for like 6 months, and I was going crazy.
But except on the thigh.
Except on my thigh, nowhere but the thigh. Yeah, and I had like tried a couple times to hug people because I didn't know, and people were like, "Oh, okay," and were like very uncomfortable with like, body to body, which if you think about it, is like very intimate.
Did they do the like far away pelvis
a
hug?
lot of that, or like a Christian side hug.
A pat?
Yeah.
On the pats?
Every variation of like that. I don't want to be hugging you, but I'll do
Right.
it because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
Because you're a little American baby.
That even happened today with me and a guy.
What happened?
I was just meeting. I'm really close friends with this girl, and then her boyfriend I don't actually hang out with that much.
Yeah.
And so it's a little weird when we're hanging out all together because I'm just like, oh, I'm the guy that hangs out with your girlfriend all the time, and we see movies and stuff. But you're cool. You're cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're cool too. And so I was like hugging her goodbye, and I was like, you come here too. And then he did the pat.
Yeah.
But
that's
yeah.
great. Do you not like him, or you guys just aren't
No,
close?
no, he's fine. I just haven't like seen him that much. He's just like kind of. I was friends with her, and then he came into the picture, and for some reason she didn't really bring him around that much. So I just was hanging out with her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's up with her?
What's up? What's up with her? I'm sorry, I keep getting in the way of your story.
No,
though.
it's a tangential situation.
Okay.
Okay. So
you're getting a lot of touches on the thighs.
but not where I need it most.
Right.
Which is on my titties.
On the titties. Yum 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 yum.
All right. I
Just
dropped
on
my
you.
mic. I dropped my mic. I'm sorry, Nolan and Chris. Okay.
Wait, be cool, be cool.
You going to the
Just be
game?
cool.
You
Just be cool.
You going to the?
Just be cool. Okay.
Okay.
Woo!
Ooh, shake it off. Okay. So desperate for affection. I also knew that I could never ever bring a dude home to this dorm, and I was
Right.
not gonna get any physical to meet my physical needs.
Okay.
Because it was like a really small town, and I was the only white person, and every single thing I did was everyone's business. Like if I
Right.
went to bed late one night, people would comment on it the next day. Or like I
Really?
would bike to the grocery store and get a bunch of groceries and bike back, and on the way back, people would be like, "You went to the grocery store."
Oh, jeez.
Like it was a newsworthy.
Do you think it would have been different if you were a guy?
Yes, and no.
Very well.
I'm not gonna explain it. No,
Okay.
I mean, I think like I had a lot of leeway just because like people were very like, you just don't understand what it's like to live here. So whatever you do, we're gonna just like shrug off.
Okay.
So no one would have like given me shit for it. but people would have like known and talked about it.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
would have been embarrassing. So I think if a guy had brought someone home, they still totally would have talked about it. But there's still like a weird, like the double standard there is much more intense. Than
Yeah, because I was going to say, they'd probably still be like, oh, that guy.
Yeah. They
Look
would
at
be
him
like-
go.
Yeah, they would be like, oh, like I can't believe he's having sex, but also like, what a he's only here for 1 year and he's picking up chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I did it while I was in the town. And then, picture it, December 29th, 2013. I take the train up to Hue, which is like a big city.
No way.
Oh, Hue.
No way.
Wait, you're so tickled.
No way.
Yahweh!
No, that's a gift right there.
There.
No way.
Yahweh!
No way.
Oh, Yahweh.
No way.
Yahweh.
Way. So
To visit some friends of mine who are also teaching English. And wouldn't you know it, I meet a boy. Real cute. There
Be
they
cool.
go. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Meet a boy, real cute, real smart. We both wrote a thesis on Caribbean studies. In our
Caribbean
different-
studies?
Yeah, I was an English major and I wrote a thesis about Caribbean fiction. And
Did he
the
specialize in those
diaspora.
steel drums?
He actually did.
He did? No way!
Hey!
No way! No way!
Be cool. Again.
So he specialized in the boop, 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 boop,
He was
boop, boop.
studying music production. Oh, fuck, I have like 5 more minutes
Steel
to
drums.
do this. Are you
Okay.
really rolling music? No. Okay, so I met this guy. We both had a lot to talk about in terms of Jamaica. We both had a lot to talk about in terms of wanting to be inside of each other. So we got real wasted because we were going bar hopping with all the Australian tourists
Right.
on New Year's Eve. We had a wild night. We went back to the hotel. Did it and 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 did it, and I was embarrassed about it in the morning, but it was awesome. And I just felt like, have you ever gone like a really long time without any human contact?
Oh, yes.
Physical contact? You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I just
You
felt
actually, there's like a chemical that gets released when you actually have physical contact.
like
in your
that
brain.
oxytocin thing.
Yeah, I think, is it that? I don't know what it is, but
I suspect it is.
it's some sort of chemical that you need the human contact for.
Okay.
So are things good with him?
Oh, I've never talked to him again. So we had sex. This story goes on because the death part is coming.
Okay.
Did
he die?
We
Keep going. We're running out of time. Keep going.
Okay, so we had sex, and then the next morning, everybody made fun of us because we were very, very obvious, and we were with a group of friends, but it was fun, and we hung out all day, and we held hands, and we sang karaoke in the night, and it was wonderful.
Oh,
It was
that's
really great. But we both knew, like, we live, like, way too far apart to, like, try dating at all, and we're both only in this country for another 6 months. So we, like, sort of chatted after that, but I never really saw him again, and then a month went by, and I went, oh boy, someone's not getting her period. And I immediately just like lost my fucking mind, and I was
Right.
like, I'm gonna have to get an abortion in a third world country.
Oh,
Because
God.
I'm not flying home to get it, and I'm not, like, there's nowhere else. Every country around Vietnam has worse healthcare than Vietnam does.
Oh, shit.
So I was panicking. Turns out, ladies and gentlemen, be advised, there are very reputable abortion providers in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. But I was like terrified, and I was like, I have to go get a pregnancy test. So I rode my bicycle into town, and I went to the hospital pharmacy, and I realized, fuck, I forgot to look up the word for pregnancy test. So I had to mime it like I did everything. So I went in and I was like, do you have, like in my broken Vietnamese, I was like, do you have, my friend, she doesn't know, have baby? Maybe yes or no?
I love how you
She
still
want-
signaled my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Like you still wanted to make sure. Yeah. My friend, Definitely not me. Definitely not this lady. My friend.
This is how I know I'm a monster, because I think at one point I also said, like, a student at the school where I teach, she doesn't know. I blamed it on a 19-year-old Vietnamese
One
girl.
of you people.
Not me. Here it comes.
Okay, go.
So I go to the pharmacy, I mime the whole thing. I'm like, go to the bathroom and then see the stick. You see 1 line, 2 lines. And they were like, we don't have that. And I was like, I think you do. And they're like, we don't have that. So I bike to another place, go through the same thing. My friend, have baby? Maybe? Yes, no? A student? Not me, a friend. And they're like, we can't sell that. And I was like, what do you mean you can't sell it?
Oh, it's like not allowed.
There's some weird thing going on. And so I go to a third fucking pharmacy, and there's this like young man and his young wife and their beautiful little baby. And the mom is just like rocking the baby on the hammock, and I'm like, I can't fucking do this again. But I go through it again, and I'm like very teary, and I'm like, my friend, she think, have baby? Yes, no, I don't know. And they're like, oh, you want a pregnancy test?
Did they say that in English?
No,
like
no, in Vietnamese.
Okay.
Like, I assume that must be what they
Right.
said. Like, the wife said it to the husband. He was like, oh, of course. And so he went and got it, and I biked back to the dorm as fast as I could, and I took the pregnancy test, and I wasn't pregnant.
Woo! No baby, 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 no baby. Thanks for watching.